And we're going to go through the first song as we start this boot camp today. And I want to show you guys the PDF. Really, it's interactive, so I can literally click on the first song and it'll take us right to, I can scroll through and easily find the tunes. If I want to hear the audio, I hit the button up here and it takes me to a private playlist of that. And if I ever want to go back to the index, I just hit the home button. And we're going to talk about left-hand voicings. We're going to talk about the melody and how to actually not only learn the song, but to practice it as well. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is I want to make sure everybody understands the idea of building chords. Like, how do you build these rootless voicing? Well, what is a rootless voicing anyway? First thing we need to know is whenever we're spelling chords, we have to know that major scale. So in this case, we're spelling a C9 chord. It's the third note of the C scale. So first, you have to know the C scale, and you say third, flat 7, normally have a B natural, but we're doing a flat 7, so you lower it by half step, and then you have the D on top, which is the ninth. Well, why is that a 9 and not a 2 of the scale? Because anytime you have the flat 7, or the 7th note, and you add a note on top of that up there, you're creating what's called an extension. You're extending the chord, so the interval now is all the way up here, a 9th away from C. So 3, flat 7, 9. Now, the next chord in bar 2 is an F13. Now notice that I kept the top note here. To make an F13 chord, the formula is flat 7, 3, 13. Now, in order for me to get this F13, I have to know the F major scale, right? So F major scale has 1 flat and that's B flat. So as I go up the scale, I'm looking for the flat 7 of an F major scale. The third note of an F major scale is A. And then the D up there is the 13th. Well, why is that a 13 and not a 6? Because I have the flat 7, and as we said earlier, anytime you have the flat 7 included in your left-hand voicing, you can add the note on top and it creates an extension and a really nice voicing that if the bass player was playing this nice low F and we play that, that's a nice voicing. So we are playing rootless voicings, meaning we don't put the root, we don't put the F in this F13. The bass player plays that. So far we have 2 chords in this song. We have a C9 to an F13. Bass player is playing the low notes, and we're literally playing the rootless voicings. What's nice about a 9 chord is a 9 chord wants to go to a 13 chord. So all you have to do is take your 3, flat 7, 9 of C and lower the bottom 2 notes, and now you have an F13 voicing. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is you go back to your C9, and then you do what I call a pinky up, pinky down moment. We're about to play a G minor 7, and how do you turn a C9 into a G minor 7? All you have to do is pinky up and pinky down. So G minor back to C7. Isn't that a nice way to get there? So far we have C, 2 and 3 and 4, and F, 2, 3, 4, C chord. Now watch pinky up and pinky down. Now we're back to F13. Now watch what happens here. We're going to stay on this chord. If you look at your sheet music, you have an F13 and then you have an F sharp 13, but notice that I stayed on the same chord in the sheet music. The reason this works, and this is a little bit more advanced concept, is the reason this works is because an F sharp diminished scale contains all of these notes in this voicing. When you're enrolled in this boot camp, we're going to do things like this every single day. We have this is our second boot camp. We had 20 members in the first boot camp, and for Monday through Thursday, we do a live every day, and I even do lessons on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that are all kinds of tips and things. So every day you'll get a lesson. You get this inspiration not only to learn the tunes, but I like to show you guys, well, how do you take this tune and really make some music out of it? How do you use it for improvisation? But today is just let's get familiar with what is boot camp for anybody who might want to join. To C9 and then pinky up, pinky down. Then F13, you're going to stay here for F diminished, 2 and 3 and 4 and C. And now we go to the 6th chord of C major. So then this is an A7, A7 flat 13. Well, why is this a flat 13? Well, let's figure this out. First thing is, whatever your root note is of the chord you're trying to build, in this case, an A7 chord, you always can easily find your flat 7 by going down a whole step from your root. So it's a G, and I'm looking for the third note of the A major scale. This is the formula, flat 7, 3, and then my 13th note is normally an F sharp because A major has 3 sharps and F sharp is one of those. But I want an A7 flat 13, which would lower that 13th note. Now, why is this F note called a 13? Because I have, what? You guessed it, a flat 7. Flat 7, 3, and now I can call this a 13 because I'm adding extensions on the top. Now listen how nice this sounds. Right, so you have these chords so far. I'll play the left hand. I'll play these voicings in my right hand so you can hear how the bass sounds. 2, 3. If the bass player's walking, you're playing these. Now listen, pinky up, pinky down, and back to F sharp. 2, 3, and F sharp diminished. And then here we go, C, 2, 3, 4, A7. Flat 13, and then we're on the D minor 9. Now this voicing right here, to make a minor 9 voicing and a rootless voicing, you're going to give me this formula. Flat 3 of the scale, which is F. Normally D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So you have the flat 3rd and the flat 7 and the 9. Well, an easy way to find that flat 7 was I went a whole step down from the root, and then there's the 9. Why is that a 9 and not a 2? Because there is my flat 7. Flat 3rd of the scale of D, flat 7, and 9 gets me a really nice D minor voicing. Listen how nice this sounds, right? And then the nice thing about a minor 9 voicing like this is it easily goes to a G13 voicing by changing one note. Notice that my C note goes down to B, and now you have a G13. Well, how is that a G13? Well, watch this. You have flat 7, 3, and 13 of a G scale. Well, how do I know that's a flat 7? Because there's my G root. I go down a whole step. That gives me the flat 7. That's the 3rd, and that's the 13. Well, why is that a 13 and not a 6th note of the G scale? Because there's my flat 7, right? So far we've gone over all the chords, and we haven't even got to the really cool stuff in the right hand. But let's go ahead and play it through one time, hearing those voicings again. Once again, I'll play just the bass notes for what the bass player would play. 1, 2, 3, 4 to F, 2, 3, 4 to C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, then F, 2, 3, F sharp diminished, 2 and 3 and 4 and C, 2, 3 to A7 flat 9, 2, 3 to D minor 9, 2 and 3, 4 to G13, 3, 4, and we have 1, 6, I didn't do that right, 6, 2, 5, and you want to practice these really slowly, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, A7 flat 13, and then D minor, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 6, 2, 5. All right, now we're going to get to the stuff in the right hand. What happens when you put those together? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So then 4 and. Or this. Of C, 3rd of G, 3rd of F, 3rd of C. and then part of iMusic Academy, and I really appreciate it. I always try to give you guys free things, and I always say, if you ever want to be a part of anything, just consider joining our team. We would love to have you. And the quickest way you can do that this week is to join the boot camp. So if you're going to get one, get volume 2. It has the PDF, this really awesome PDF, which I love, and thanks to my administrator for putting that together for us. And then we have the PDF that's interactive that you'll use every day. Put it on your iPad or any kind of tablet. It works great. Or you can print it out. And the next thing is you will have access to all the playlists, the audio files, the live every time we go live. So I hope that you'll consider joining us. And other than that, have a great day. And I'll see you guys hopefully in boot camp starting on Monday. Have a great day.